Hey everybody, my name is Rodney Sampson. Welcome to Black Futures Month. I am incredibly excited about the conversation today with one of the pioneers of the internet, Emmit McHenry. Emmit, how are you doing?
I'm superb, my man, superb.
Well, not to belabor the time, why don't we jump right into our conversation today? So, as a Black man growing up in Atlanta, in America, coming through that era, how were you able to balance navigating, the fight for your human and civil rights at the same time, the positioning of your curiosity and creativity?
Being a Black person in America has had its effects, but it also, the pressure, the itness of it. You gotta be better. So my teachers always focused on rigor.
Mm-hmm.
That rigor has stuck with me. Also, the understanding of if it's possible, then you can do it. You're not waiting for someone else to do something.
Last year, $156 billion went to founders. Less than 0.5% of that went to Black founders. If it were reversed and you and I had access to the 99%, what would be different? What do you think would be different?
If we only had access to 15%.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
We don't want an unfair advantage. We just want a fair advantage, a fair in the scheme. I sold a company for a little money. It ended up being a $23 billion enterprise. If I had a quarter of that, how I would have invested my money and the outcome of that would have been different. Most folks in our tribe who have wealth as entrepreneurs, it's the wealth of their company, it's not their liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
Liquidity is a tool that you can use to lever growth with others. It's not desirable for most to take money out of their operating company because they're thinking that money helps that company grow. And so we wonder why we don't support each other more. It's a function of liquidity. And in our tribe, it's about survival instincts. I can't speak for others. If you don't have a survival instinct as a Black entrepreneur, I don't know how you do it because you don't last very long.
Old investor buddy say entrepreneurship is not like Little League. Everybody doesn't get a trophy.
No. No.
But you said something. Now I would believe this. If it were reversed, and because of how we are belonging and including as a person, it would be more equitable for everybody.
People talk about civil rights. Every piece of civil rights legislation that's passed has helped the majority more than it's helped the minority. Let's take government programs for the poor. There are more poor white people in America than there are Black people in America.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about it as though it's a Black thing, being poor. Poor is poor. We're done a disservice by politicians and media when they want to do a good thing and they simply focus on Black folk as the talking point. They need to acknowledge that this money is going to go to poor people and it's going to include Black folks on an equal basis.
Black history is indeed American history. It seems so limited to want to erase the part of history because it doesn't make you or your children feel a certain way. The truth is not always comfortable, but when you learn Black history, the resilience and the results that came out of not having a lot to start with. And if you are an entrepreneur and you don't know about innovators that happen to be Black or are innovators because they are Black, then you're doing your body of work a disservice. You know, what is a message to young entrepreneurs?
Clarity is power.
Wow.
How do I get personal clarity? I need to be clear about purpose and desired outcome of what it is I'm trying to do. And if I can articulate that clearly enough and explain it to Joe on the corner, then I'm empowered to implement it. Mm-hmm. But if I don't have clarity, if I don't have a clear purpose in mind, if I don't have an outcome, yes, random things happen, people happen, successes can happen in a random way, but you can't bet on that. Be open to learning, be open to, you read case studies. Knowledge in the space you're in is really important, but you don't have to be the smartest person to do that. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. I always want people smarter than me about what they do. I want the CFO to be a better financial engineer than I am. And if you can't find people smarter than you for what you need, then you got to look around at people as advisors who are smarter than you.
Emmit, thank you so much on behalf of Opportunity Hub and GoDaddy, and thank you for being transparent, being candid, telling us about your journey, and taking us into the future.
Thank you. Thank you.